Welcome, Taurus, to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 27th of November. This week begins with a powerful lunation, the full moon in the sign of Gemini, which is interesting because obviously Gemini is where we think quickly and can pivot on a sixpence, and very much to do with communication. But for you, it represents house 2, which in a way does have a redolence to the energy of your own sign. It's about your values, it's about everyday money and your sense of worth. But on the other side of the heavens is the passionate combination of the Sun and also Mars in the sign of Sagittarius. And that combination is very much about desire. And the sign of Sagittarius is about freedom. If you feel hemmed in a situation where you feel that someone in some way or another is trying to control perhaps the way you spend money or your viewpoint on a certain situation, you really could push back in quite a determined way. Now, there is an archetype about Tauran people that you can be very stubborn, and when you're really angered, won't budge on a particular issue. I actually feel that archetype is unfair, but I feel that this could be a week when you do decide to really go head to head with someone and stand your ground. But also the Sun this week is in an obtuse angle with Jupiter in your sign. Jupiter, despite its retrograde, is encouraging you to do the things that are good for you, the individual. The Sun in the 8th house is asking you to connect and be understanding of those more devoted ties you have, whether it's through the family or perhaps in a romantic situation. And just finding that sweet point between the two areas could prove to be challenging. But on Friday, Mercury moves into the part of your situation to do with higher truths. It also links brilliantly with Saturn. It's possible that even if there is a bit of a standoff, you could start to decipher or sort it out as the week draws to a close. But do be mindful that your ruler Venus is clashing with Pluto, and that becomes exact on Sunday. The implication of Venus and Pluto when they're in a 90-degree angle, in simple terms, is that because Venus for you is in house 6, but in the very amiable home sign of Libra, this is where you may have gone the extra mile in order to help someone else out, be supportive. But if you feel it's really cramping your freedom, there could be some resentment that starts to develop as this week draws to a close. So it's an interesting week, but if you are wanting to travel anywhere, particularly over the festivities, Mercury moving into the 9th house is going to go into a retrograde on the 13th of December. So if you've got some plans that need to be put in place, you need to crack on with them. In fact, Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow period all through this week. So make sure that all the details are really tied down for whatever travel arrangements you may be making. Thank you so much for tuning in for your weekly horoscope forecast. If you order your year 2024 personal forecast based on your unique birth data now, you'll get 30% off in my special package where you get your character analysis as well. But I'll also give you your free zodiac forecast for all 12 signs, for Western tropical, for Indian horoscopes, and also for the Chinese, all in special booklets delivered with your charts. Please see the link below for more.